Now that I finally got that straight, and it is not page, it's not page 175.
It's not at all. 182, right? No.
179.
Okay.
This is why I normally don't do page numbers, guys. You dyed your hair. I like it. When you guys come in here, it's right on the tail of a different class, right? So then I gotta reset stuff. Okay. Here's what's up. And you're going to have that moment of like, oh yeah, that's, okay, fine. If you then in your book flip to page 183, remember the answers to the closure set are right here. So your homework has the answers in your textbook, not even online or anywhere like that, in your textbook. Now, at your team, at your group, you will really just need out paper to work on. Your toolkit, if you have that, if you want. Really, we're just going to play with some numbers and explore some stuff. Get out some paper to work on. I will be right back. Yeah.
What are you collecting master?
With the test, with the mastering.
What's that?
Well, we got to talk about that. You got to tell me.
Oh, okay. When did you get braces? Wednesday. That's why I made the joke. You got braces?
Oh, no, we'll see. I got scared that I was going to kick you in the face. For right now? This. There's no page at all, just this. All you need is this. Hey, 113. Why'd you guys steal 2? 113. You have to work as a team. You have to work as a team. Oh, this isn't mine.
Where is
You gave us 2.
That's all high five.
Oh! I'm gonna clap for this.
Jazzy
Mr. Hudson, can I sit there? Right there.
You're still trying to figure out what it takes to get your the attention of your classmates, because some of you are just so absorbed in what you're doing.
Wait,
Here's your task. What made you think that was appropriate? To blur it out right after I got the class attention. I don't understand where that decision process came from. So, I have a headache, so I'm trying not to make that worse by being loud like I always am. When I get headaches, I have to assume it's probably my fault. Here's your objective, right? Here's your objective. You have these secret numbers. You are on a mission to write codes. Now, if you've ever tried to actually write like computer code before, you know you've got some inputs, you've got some commands, you tell the inputs to do things, and hopefully you get the product that you're looking for or whatever. So I had a student write a code to check if a number was prime. He did it by saying, can it divide by that? Can it divide by that? Can it divide by that? Once you get through all the common factors, you know whether or not it's prime. Your goal is to make the secret number shown on the paper only using the code writing numbers provided in that box. So to make 1, now hold up, it gets better. To make 1, you may only use the numbers 2, 3, 5, and 6, and must use a minimum of 3 operations: add, subtract, multiply, divide. And I do not mean add. I mean you must use 3 different. You may use parentheses, you may use brackets, you may stack division. Hey guys, you don't even have all the instructions, and then you're going to ask me a question, and I'm going to get annoyed that you're asking me something that I already went over. So can you just chill for a minute? I'm going to release you, and you're going to have plenty of time. You may use any of the operations. You may use powers. You may do whatever you want. You may make the numbers negative because that's an operation. Essentially, you just subtract, but you could also just say add the negative, so you can make it negative if you want. You may only use these digits. Okay? All the operations, minimum of 3 different operations per solution. Now, the goal is not make the most complicated complex solution ever and use like these digits 100 times. It is to efficiently, but beautifully, use different operations and only these numbers to come up with the secret. Now, question.
Are we allowed to use the number twice?
Yes. Yeah.
I can go super long.
You could. You don't need to. Because remember, mathematicians want to be efficient.
Yeah, I really want to.
Not lazy. Efficient.
That's what my old marketing figure would say.
I don't like to call anybody lazy.
Or lazy. He's trying to do things.
We're efficient. So, here's where this gets more fun. Once we do this for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something like that, we are then going to trade with a group to see if they can figure out what secret numbers you are going for. So, on one piece of paper for your group, you must have only the proposed expression and not the answer. You should know what the answer is, and you should have it written somewhere else, what coincides, what goes with. You can, if you are the person helping work with this, you can jot expressions or things on this paper, but we will, at some point, you can come get paper if you want, trade with another group and see how many of our codes they can crack and see if they get the right secret number. Right? So they're going to have to follow. Now, the question will be, did you correctly follow the order of operations? And can they correctly follow the order of operations? Right? With all the different operations that we're using, stack, left, right, whatever else. Any other questions? So, one, at least per group, clean sheet that will trade with another group. Okay? So somebody needs to be the group scribe today. You do have a group scribe today. All right, have at it. I'll give you guys probably 10 minutes. It is exactly 10 o'clock right now. I gotta take this back to the printer because it's not mine. On task conversation.
Yeah, I know. I agree with we can all solve it. No, we're using this big one.
Didn't go to party.
All right, your first goal is to make a first expression for each of these. Your real end goal would be 3 different expressions for every secret number. So we'll share that paper. We only have order you can communicate what numbers we have to work with and so kind of data. But we've been on this for 2 or 3 minutes. You don't have any paper out to write on. You don't have any paper out to write on. Alex is really the only one who works on past that. Okay? I love that you're searching through the book for other whatever. Outside of class. Now we have an objective. This is going to prepare you. Work that team. You say, I'm going to switch by yourself. So you choose, you're going to work with a team, you're going to work by yourself, you're not working on box solutions. So what's your choice? Also,
Yeah. That works.
you don't have to use all of them, no. Those are the only ones you can use.
Whoa.
It's pretty sweet. Those comps. Fans are pretty sweet.
What are you talking about? I know where mine is. I know where mine is.
No, we don't do it. Oh, shoulder fitting. Not now.
Oh yeah. The other thing I forgot to tell you.
Oh no. Dang it.
There's a prize for the winning team. Like the team with the most proposed codes. Or not most proposed, sorry, so you don't hear this wrong. The most correct codes. Even if your code actually accidentally solves to a different number, if it's the right numbers that you worked with, it's got to meet the criteria though. Huh? No, you can't. Those are supposed to go in the outside classroom. Like, no one's ever taken the initiative to put them up and you're worried that someone's going to steal. That's just what I'm concerned about. But it's actually pretty safe there. Like, you had doors left open, like things left outside, like wheelbarrows, things like that. Don't disappear. So, remember, parentheses inside of parentheses work inside to outside.
I think that's yeah, you're right. We're not supposed to add it. We're not supposed to do it as negative.
Remember, each expression needs to use 3 different operations.
Oh,
Guys.
Each expression needs to use 3 different operations.
Yeah.
So you can't just add. You can add, multiply, and then divide 3 different expressions.
We don't have to do every single one.
Why?
We have to use 3.
So
We
you
only
don't
use
have
2.
to add
We use 3 in this one. We just solve.
These are the only digits you can work with. This is exactly what I was talking about here. These are the only numbers you can work with. You can use all of the operations that express multiply by. Chill! I won't hurt you. See the conversation with a kid? Like something was on fire. Okay, these are the only numbers you can work with. You can use all the operations. Your end result has to be this. You must use at least 3 different operations. But you can use like 4 or 5, like, obviously there's not 5 different operations, but you can use division function 3 times. So like, but you have to use 3 different. Yes, May. What can I do for you? You actually, there's an emergency. It's an emergency.
You're like, what? You might get
End goal, yeah, but I would rather you guys just go through each of them once for the, hey, I have something for you for the robot too. I'd rather you go through each of them once to start.
Wait, no, but wait, all the three different.
Girls ask me to cut this. I don't exactly know why, but you won't. Yeah, 3 different operations.
At least you got one, guys.
3 different operations. Alright, so there seems to be some confusion. So if I want to use 3 different operations to make a number, they have to be different. So I could do 2 plus 3. That's one operation because I've used addition now. Then I could do divided by 5. That's a second operation, and I've used a second of my numbers now. What's that going to get me?
25.
What's 2 plus 3? 5. Divided by 5? 1. But the problem is, I've now reached my answer with using only 2 operations. So I could then pull in multiplication and say I'll multiply it by 1. But now I've used multiplication, division, and addition, and I got an end result of 1. Really, I got 10 over 10. Coming. But this would be what you put on the paper you'll trade. Do not put your answer on there. So, 7, 4, 6. Yeah. Added, subtracted, and divided.
You're not getting it. 3 different operations. Write it down. That's it. 1.
Wait, I have 3 different operations.
Are we allowed to
Wait,
do
I
that
have
out
no
of order?
Yeah, but you'd actually be making a difference, correct?
Oh.
So, like, another way that I could write exactly what I just did.
Wait, like,
I mean, if 5 plus 2.
I think we are, because it wouldn't make a difference. Like, if you're going like left to right or something.
You have to follow
I
Pendex.
know, but I had it in my head. They're like minus 3 towards one and one third one. And I knew when I write down the first one, the other one,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it depends.
Okay, 31.
Depends on what traits I'm looking at.
You said 32. Oh my God, guys, we're doing terrible. Yeah, that's not good. You still touching it.
Number 5. 5 plus 2, 7, and then 6.
Oh, make it minus 10. We multiply.
Or you can just do plus.
You can multiply by chill.
Yeah, 5 plus 2. Alright, I had it. There's 2 here, right?
How much more time do you think you need?
A lot.
Like
the rest
3
of
days.
the class. Like 10 hours.
So I will give you 8 more minutes until we trade. Then the judging team will have to report to me how many you have correct. And then obviously you'll get your paper back and you can tell me if they like lied. But we're also having a lighter day because fire kids are gone. You might not be losing fire.
Which ones did we give you? You put it in. How are we supposed to say it? Which one did you decide? Five the numbers.
Well, Wait, did you just say fraction?
Like, see,
One is not one of the code numbers. You can't use like 1 over. Or yeah, that's yeah. And then you can make it right, because like red up top is 2 operations for me. Watch your hand.
Okay, you can hit something like that. Remember that. Okay. 5 times 3.
Minus 5.
Wait, which one? Which one's 6? Write it down. Write it down.
I don't know. I don't know if it uses 3.
Oh! I know. You want so, do you have it again?
Are we all 3 working? Are we kind of working as a pair? Okay, so you need to restructure desks. If there's just 3 of them, you might turn a little bit. I don't know, but if that's working, that's okay. Just make sure that we're collaborating somehow. If one paper is going to be the trade-off. Give me 6 minutes. Hey, if you don't have a separate paper that you're going to trade off, you need to make that. You got 6 minutes.
I just wanted to say it.
As your group, hold up, grab a seat. Everyone should be seated. You should have your new paper, and you should be seated.
Maya. What's that? No, you don't want to have.
Zen, seated. Ava. Oh, that doesn't matter. Thank you. I appreciate putting me there. So, here's what you're doing. Now, all together, none of this like, oh, well, we split up and they keep. Right now, all together, go through each problem, check it or not. If you all get the same result, write down what that is. You may write it on their paper. They will verify that you got what they had expected. Now, we might expect they went in order, but some people then ask me, like, do I have to go in order down the paper? No, you don't. You didn't need to go in order. So, hopefully these work out. Check them. Then if you have any that are iffy, call me over. If any that you did have disparities in my 6.
Minus 5. It's 30. It's 30. That's really 30. Oh, it's negative 5. It's 10.
So, wait, divided by 4.
Just see if you notice.
I noticed it, and then I was like, wait, I could get some Skittles. That's why I brought my hand back.
Awesome.
Can we write on their paper?
Yeah. You can write on their paper. If your team agrees on the answer, you may write it on their paper.
10. No, it's just 10. Remember, negative times negative.
Oh,
yeah.
You don't mind.
Wait, no, that's the enemy team. Whatever, so take it over.
Is there another side to that? How many did they? They were still copying it down.
Wait. Okay. Wait, no, it's fine. Okay. Wait, that's exactly right. Somebody else figured. What? They have 8 years? That's supposed to be 8.
And what numbers does it use?
1, 5, 8, 9. Yeah, that's incorrect.
5. Where's a 5? Which one are you looking at?
5. Oh my gosh.
Are you looking at their number 7?
They're number 6.
So 5 times 3 plus 1 minus 9
7.
plus 1.
I'm gonna take care of this thing.
Yeah.
We have a discrepancy. No. What does it mean to do the minus a negative? Take away negatives. You remember back in the day, we're like working with trials. You take away the negatives, you're left with positives. Because that's actually going to be addition. So that's usually plus 3. Did they all work out here? Did you use the right numbers? All rules, 3 operations, all that stuff. Usually they know. If so, you must score how many they correctly did.
We don't know.
Yeah, you would. It would match. It'd be the same.
I know.
They all work on the same page.
That was you.
So they
That was
only
you.
do 2, 3, 5, 6. Although their solution will be different than yours because there's infinitely many possibilities. Yeah. So the question is, did they follow the rules? How are they doing so far? Following the rules? Hey! Recycle. Throw that in the trash. Like you thought you were like in trouble for a second. If you are with Mother Earth, she'd be very upset. Mother Earth. Earth is not a thing.
Where's your
What? You said like he that. Which one? DC? Which? 6 by 2. Yes.
What?
Division happens before addition, no matter what. So this happens before that.
I swear.
So that's 2.5. So they have 3 plus 2.5
I like
plus 6. You get 11.5 plus another 5. Really.
They got 2 out of 8 guys.
Hey, peeps, you guys know that multiplication division always happens before addition subtraction, right? So here you end up making 2.5. Because you can't, unless you put in parentheses to make that happen before the division. That division happens before you do that addition. This one came out to be 15.5. Yeah, so this one is not correct. So you go ahead and strike that through or mark an X beside it or something. That is not correct.
I told you guys there was an error.
Alright, now, in the next 3 minutes, try to return the paper to their rightful owner. Correct, however many they got correct following the rules on it. Just plus whatever. So, their score. Let's say I was scoring mine. Chill. I have 2 different accurate solutions that both worked out. Both of the ones I made were just 1. But my score is a plus 2 because I only made 2 solutions. It's not out of anything. It's not percentage. It's just how many did they get. Correct, follow the rules, all that stuff. So you're just giving them a positive score. Positive. Try to get back to its owners in the next couple minutes.
That's ours.
Anyone still looking for theirs back? Anyone still need theirs back? Alright, what team?
do that.
Okay, that kind of works. And then we sound like we're like in a coffee house. So, what team thinks you have the highest score? How many did you get correct?
+7.
Plus 7. Anyone higher than that? Plus 10.
Hey!
Now, you wanna see what I notice? There's only 2 of them. Sometimes, and this like CPM is all about teaming, right? But sometimes, the more people you add into a group, the slower we actually work.
Yeah, because of the more perspective.
Yeah, when you're trying to agree and create one. So this serves to stand as a general lesson, not just a math lesson. But when you're trying to work on things this year, and you're like, oh, we're allowed to work together. Oh, let's make a group, guys. You're allowed to work together on a lot of things here at Phoenix. Be careful when you do that. Sometimes it can actually make things harder than making them easier. So, see me after class. Got to do treat for you guys. Last thing we need to do, talk about when you guys want to take the test. We are done with this unit. So, do we want to take it as soon as possible and just take it like, probably not tomorrow because fire kids are gone. Earliest I'd probably make is Wednesday.
I want to do it with the same.
Or do you want to push it, like, try to go up against the weekend, so like Thursday, Friday, something like that. So, we're not in connections class. Love you guys, but we're not. So shut your eyes. Shut your eyes. Shut your eyes. I can see your eyes. Well, I can see your eyes, they're not shut. Raise your hand. Now there's going to be an I don't care option at the end too. Raise your hand if you would like to take the test as soon as possible, probably being Wednesday. Okay, put them down. Raise your hand if you would like to take the test up against the weekend. You'd like a couple days between now and then, and you really don't want, well, regardless, I try to avoid homework over the weekend. Make sure your hand's up for that. Push it to the weekend. All right, put them down. Raise your hand if you just don't care and you're kind of ready whenever we take it. All right, put those down. We will probably have to make this decision tomorrow because that was a pretty tight vote, and the majority was we don't care. So, which says something about confidence, right? You know you're fine. You're fine whenever the mastery comes. Whenever you're expected to master the standard. Hold up, we can't leave yet. We're like 2 minutes early. I don't want to throw the other classes into chaos. The best way to review for a test to solve problems. This closure activity with the answers that you check, this is not a you can, it's a you should check your answers as you go. That's the best way to study for the test. I will be collecting your math journals with the mastery, so please make sure it's ready. Wednesday would be the earliest we do it. Friday would be the latest. Okay? I can't hear you. Have a great day, guys. Come here, 2 of you.